What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Tuesday, July 9th. It's Denise Salcedo, and I'm hoping to be joined by Chinedu in just a moment. For those of you who do not know, there has been some serious Wi-Fi internet outages over in Texas, and I know it impacted Kyler, who sometimes moderates for me, and it's also impacted Chinedu. So for those of you who are in Texas, you probably already know about this, but yeah, they're having some issues, but we're going to go ahead and do this review because we have a lot to get into here today. And actually, I think Chinedu might be ready. Chinedu, does it work?
Hey.
Are you good?
Oh yes, I transferred it to my phone and we are good to go. I refuse to miss 2 Tuesdays in a row of NXT. I don't care about a Hurricane Barrel. We rock.
You're like, no hurricane is stopping me. I'm going to be here.
Yes, nothing's gonna stop me. This is the Tuesday nights is the best night. All right, and I'm working on the team name. I have team Chinedu in my head, but that doesn't work. I'm combining the names. Chinedu will not work, but I'm working on that name. New team name on the way.
Maybe there's someone here in the chat who is way more clever than both of us are. And if you guys have a team name for Chinedu and myself, please let us know in the comments here, because we're trying to figure out what our team name can be. But we'll find something. But Chinedu, what a show to talk about here today. NXT was cooking, and here's a great sign at the show being good. I changed this thumbnail 3 different times because first I thought, oh, great, we're going to focus on Ethan Page, who's the brand new NXT champion. We'll talk about that. Then all of a sudden, there was a reunion of the Rascals. I changed the thumbnail again. And then we ended up getting Joe Hendry. So I changed the thumbnail again. That basically tells you that there's lots of news when you don't even know which option to pick with. So Chinedu, I want to start off by asking you, considering that we just came off of a really fun pay-per-view with NXT Heatwave, how do you think that NXT followed up with today's episode?
I feel they did everything that they're supposed to do for a post show. Like first, they opened it up with all ego Ethan Page, and they opened up with a very pissed off Trick Williams. I like the Trick. Hey, I'm happy I get the relaxed Trick Willie. I got the upset Trick Williams who wants his title back. That's what I wanted. I didn't want the distracted guy. Well, I'm mad at Sean Spears. I'm gonna feud with Sean Spears for 3 months. No, I'm focused on my title. I want my title back. And like you got lucky, and Ethan Page, like the way he leaned into it, because I thought it was gonna be like I want it all on my own, but he like healed it up, like, hey, I want it pretty much unconscious, man. Thanks, Trick. Like even egging him on more. I just loved it. I love the attention, the animosity. Young OG comes out, Javon comes out. I love his promo, and Sean Spears was there. He was there, so But everything else was great. The opening segment, and Sean Spears was there too,
Oh my God. By the way, I got a lot of these team names coming in. We got some interesting ones. We got Dench, we got D-Chen, we got Team DC, which tends to be like the popular one that we got. Someone suggests Caltex. And every bird is also bringing up Chinese. I don't know. That's probably not the way we should go for that one, because then people are going to be like, "Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. What you mean? What do you mean, Team Chinese?"
Yes.
We got to figure this out, man. Tex-Mex. Someone says Team Tex-Mex. Or Salsa Chin. Oh man, we got to figure it out later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
All right.
But thank you guys.
So let's go ahead and dive right in, everybody. I'm trying to figure out where I want to get started with this, and I think we should get started with the biggest thing, and it kind of takes up a lot of the show. So let's get into Ethan Page kicking it off. And this was hilarious to me because he goes out there and he's like, I fought this hard battle. He's making it seem like he was the one that hit the finishing move to get the win. And he gave absolutely no credit to Sean Spears at all. It was hilarious. But I loved this promo Chinedu because Ethan Page came out and basically made it seem like he was we all know how he won. He got hit with the trick shot and fell on Javon Evans and accidentally got the 3 count. He didn't even realize he was about to win the championship until a couple seconds later. And then Ethan Page comes out acting like he essentially did it all just for it to happen in this moment for him to become NXT champion. I loved the promo because it's exactly what Ethan Page is here. Like, it's very crystal clear. We got this heel who is, you can argue, undeserving considering the way that he won, and now is coming out here and acting like he's the greatest ever. And the crowd was eating it up. They were booing the hell out of him. What did you think of the opening promo of the start of the All Ego era?
Oh man, I honestly loved it. And again, like the fact that he played into it as all ego. I did on my own. I did all this on my own. But then that small little bit where he leaned in with Trick to let him know, hey, I know I wanted it on my conscience though, but thanks to you though. He did that small little bit right there. Such a heelish move to like dig in the Trick. And it pissed him off. I loved it. Like his opening segment of his new championship run, it kind of reminded me of when Triple H won the title from Mankind. I believe was it the Raw after SummerSlam when he won it with Shane McMahon as a referee? Like everybody knew he shouldn't have won it. Everybody knew he cheated to win. He shouldn't have got it, but he came out like he was the greatest champ anyway. It reminded me of that, and I loved it. So even though I hated seeing Trick lose the title, I love a heel Ethan Page with it, man, because it makes the chase even more fun. Like now I'm excited for Trick to get the title back again. Like I want him to go back and this time against a real heel, because him and Ilya, I felt they were both kind of faces in a way. Because I cheer both of them, but this one, a clear face, a clear heel, a real feud I can sink my teeth into. And now you have the X factor of Joe Hendry in there. Joe Hendry, this is amazing. I'm excited.
So here's the thing. You mentioned Joe Hendry, and that's the thing, though, is that you said, okay, we're going to go back to Trick Williams being champion. All of a sudden, his journey to the NXT championship is looking a lot more difficult. There may be some more obstacles. Now, of course, we're still not really clear on how this partnership with NXT and TNA is working, NXT TNA. Is there a chance that we could end up seeing Joe Hendry, for example, become NXT champion? Because basically, so before I'm kind of sort of skipping around, but honestly, though, we end up getting the opening segment leads to a tag team match that we're supposed to be getting, and it's supposed to be Shawn Spears, Ethan Page versus Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Javon Evans is attacked backstage by Brooks Jensen. We'll talk about him later. That's a whole other topic.
We will.
He's attacked. So all of a sudden, Trick Williams still needs a partner, and he's interviewed backstage. And the second that he says, I'm looking for a new tag team partner, all of a sudden we see this image of Joe Hendry pop up on the screen, and everybody put two and two together of, oh, hey, that person's going to end up being Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry comes out, they do the main event, and Joe Hendry gets the win for his team. So that leads me here, based on the reaction that Joe Hendry, based on the anticipation, based on the way that they're sort of promoting his appearance from last night on NXT Heatwave to today, do you think he can be in line or can even have a chance at winning the NXT championship?
I honestly do. At this point, with the way they're booking him and presenting him on WWE television as this is a TNA star, this lets me know for sure his TNA deal is almost up. It has to be. Like, they're giving this kind of TV time to a TNA talent. They have to have something very much invested in him, like in the future. Even if he doesn't win this first round, though, but I feel he'll be NXT bound eventually. And just the entire, like, the hype he gets, the reactions, the fact that he got the pin in that match is a huge indicator. They have him earmarked for something, though. So I definitely see him being in the title picture. And honestly, I'm hoping I see a little bit of tension between him and Trick going forward about this title.
Me too. I don't want to see, because obviously Joe Hendry came in, he had his back, he helped him out. They were on the same page for today at least. But here's the thing though, Joe Hendry is getting these insane reactions. And so now that makes you feel like, okay, well, what's going on here? He might start to, I don't know if this was just a one-time thing. I don't think so. I think that WWE clearly recognizes that there is some hype. For example, even back for Money in the Bank, I don't know if you saw the clip of Drew McIntyre when he did the attack at the post show and he did the whole I'm super pissed. Did you see that right behind him? there was a big giant I believe in Joe Hendry sign. And it's funny because you're looking at the biggest angle unfold with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and we're getting this additional clip. And what do you see in the background? You see Joe Hendry's name mentioned in there. On top of all of the social media buzz and YouTube buzz and things like that have been going around, I feel like they have to keep it going because that is just getting a good reaction. The other thing that I want to mention is that they protected Ethan Page too in a way, because I guess protected is kind of a loose term right now that I'm using, because he ends up getting chased out of this match by Oro Menza. How did you feel about that? Because I think it's clear that they're booking Ethan Page sort of like this. He's not a strong champion in the sense where he went out and he fought for it. Like, he's running away from Oro Menza. That's your champion who's running away. They're definitely booking him more like a chicken shit heel. And so that's where we're at right now. But regardless, they took him out of the main event so that freaking Joe Hendry could handle his business, get the pin, get the win for his team, even over Trick Williams, who is the former NXT champion.
Yes, and I was really surprised to see Trick not get the pin and Joe Hendry get the pin. I was like, okay, wow, so they're going something with this, though. And I just was Ethan Page overall. I love me a good chicken shit heel. All right, I do. I can't lie. I love one. And to see Oro Mensa be used so more prominently now. I mean, he was a metaphor. I was not paying attention to him at all. Even though he's Nigerian for a little bit, honestly, I wasn't paying attention to him at all like that. So I wasn't even thinking about it. But now they're paying him in this more serious light. I'm looking at him more like a serious competitor now. I like that. I wasn't expecting that from Oro Mensa, but I mean, here we are, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate it. I can't lie.
I'm sort of torn. I think it's a good thing that Oro Mensa is getting the limelight that he's getting. Of course, a great thing. We love to see people get their up and comings here. However, this just seems like the first stop. So I'm not really saying, oh my God, I'm so excited for Ethan Page and Oro Mensa, because he kind of took a huge leap. He went from being in the shadows of this group to all of a sudden he's feuding with the NXT champion. So this may just be like a quick little match that we end up getting on NXT, fine, but I'm not really expecting it to be, headlining any sort of our upcoming NXT PLEs, for example. So this is kind of it feels like this is just a segue right now for Ethan Page to maybe do something else. Well, who the hell knows what goes on with Trick, because Trick's still going to want his rematch. He asked for his rematch, but he didn't get his rematch. And of course, we know Ethan Page is not going to give it to him. So now it's like we have all of these different puzzle pieces where you got the Ethan Page Oro Mensa program. You got Trick Williams there with Joe Hendry, Javon Evans, baby faces too. So what happens there? Javon Evans may be headed now. He's got to get or try to at least get some sort of revenge on Brooks Jensen. And then what do you do with Shawn Spears? Shawn Spears has been sort of taking the L in a lot of this scenario, because we talked about this last night where he was the reason that Trick Williams kind of got screwed there. And today, by the way, here's the explanation they're running with. The explanation they're running with was that his view was obstructed. But we debunked that last night. And the whole entire crowd was chanting, like they were pissed off, like you screwed up, like you messed up, Shawn Spears.
The thing is, and there's no, and I figured they would say that my view was obstructed. There's no justifiable reason you'd have pulled him out that makes sense. Like even if you didn't obstruct it, like he needs to break up the pinfall. It still makes you look dumb.
He's making it seem like Trick Williams is this big giant dude who was blocking the entire view.
Yeah, Trick Williams is an in-shape guy, but he's still somewhat of a slim guy. He's not no Mark Henry guy, like you couldn't see around him. You saw what's happening. You heard the first pin on the mat, dude, and then you pulled out Trick. We saw it. We replayed it like 4 or 5 times. It makes it look even dumber. And I didn't like it. I don't dislike Shawn Spears the person, but as the character, it's such a bonehead move. He can't be in the top picture anymore, guys. It was such a bonehead move. He has to slide back down that card to me.
And work his way back up. He's got to earn it back up again.
Yes,
that's where we're at. I think they gotta sort of rejuvenate the character, because right now, like you said, he's been taking a lot of L's, and it's gonna be hard to cheer for someone like that. So I feel like they gotta go back, start all over, go back to square one, and start rebuilding from there, because they do have something with Shawn Spears, but now it's just a matter of refining that and making it interesting and making it fit with these people who are getting these big reactions. Because when you're having someone like Ethan Page get the reactions he's getting, Trick Williams get the reactions he's getting, and now Joe Hendry, who isn't even part of the brand, get the reactions he's getting, all of a sudden it's a lot harder to be in that picture.
It is. I wholeheartedly agree. I truly agree. And with Shawn Spears to have such a cool finisher like the C4, it's a cool looking finisher. It looks devastating, especially when you have the chair in there. That's a cool looking finisher, and for him being a veteran. Because what I talked about with him before too is that, like, I liked him in the picture because I felt like he was going to help elevate Trick and some of his inexperiences with his veteran leadership. But you can't be a veteran leader and you make bonehead moves like that and still be viewed as that veteran. To me, so it doesn't really make sense. That's why it's like, again, we have to retool, rebook him, give him some serious wins, make him a lot more aggressive, make him angry about his decision, make him pissed off, make him more of aggressive, dangerous heel. And I feel we have something cooking. And what you said with Oral Mensa, I agree too. Like, I like seeing him more prominently pushed, but he'll probably maybe main event an NXT with Ethan Page. He'll lose. Maybe have a good showing though, but that'll probably be it overall though. Because he was a metaphor, man. The promo he gave was really good, but it was like literally during a Noam Dar phone call. It's like,
I know.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I'm going to read some super chats here really quickly. Chinedu is going to go get his Uber Eats, guys. We got Sheldon Jackson, by the way, who just gifted 5 DWO memberships. Thank you so much, Sheldon. I appreciate that a whole lot. We got Stephen Marchulli, who says, my first thought, do you hold off on Trick rematch until the CW debut? Oh my God, it is so long from now. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like too long from now. Let me see. When are they going to the CW? Hold on a second. I'm going to pull up this press release here. And here we go. Let me just get myself reminded on when this is supposed to be happening. All right. So the CW debut is supposed to be happening October 2024. So you still got the rest of the summer and early fall. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't wait until then. It just seems like too long. Maybe he could win it until we get back to the CW or going into the CW. Who knows? But I just feel like it would be way too long to push the rematch until then, considering that that's not happening until October of 2024. We got Sheldon Jackson here, who says, kind of hoping at some point Ethan Page and his future #1 contender get to do Pick Your Poison, and Ethan's challenger picks Josh Alexander. Now we need ABC on NXT, because then Bullet Club will be in WWE. So it's definitely looking, I mean, so far we've gotten Jordan Grace, we've gotten Joe Hendry, Frankie Kazarian, we've gotten the Rascals here tonight. So we're starting to get a lot more of these TNA talents coming in. And it's so funny though, because I almost feel like WWE, and this is clearly what they're doing, but they're just going in and cherry picking and saying like, okay, this is what we want. This is who we were interested in. Hey, this is going to work for us. And TNA's just there like, take it all. That's how I feel this relationship feels, that it's more so of WWE really just have WWE right now, it's the big brother, the big sister. They're in charge of the remote control, and TNA's just there like they're just hoping that, you know, they get some buzz for their product. And so we'll see. They are doing good in terms of selling out venues. They got July 20th Slammiversary coming up. That's looking pretty good. Of course, Slammiversary usually is. And so now it's just a matter of, okay, can this actually work to really drive some interest in TNA? Or is the interest only one-sided, in which people are only interested when they see TNA talent coming in to NXT? So we'll see. How many of you guys here, I'm curious, is there anybody here that did not watch NXT that did not watch TNA and suddenly started to watch TNA because of this NXT TNA situation? This is more of a question for those that did not watch TNA. If you were already watching, then that's just, you know, you're just a fan. But if you weren't watching, I'm curious whether it's in the chat here or in the comment section for those that watch on the replay, because I'm honestly curious about that. Let's see what we got. I'm curious. Let's see what people got in here. This is Trevor Al here, who says he subbed to TNA Plus for their last pay-per-view. Judah here says he's been a fan of TNA since 2005. And there's a couple of people that watch TNA in here. We got a couple. They're popping up here. Sven Big says, I started to follow on Instagram and I don't have the Axis channel. I feel like that's definitely a reason for quite a few people. We got Pierre here who says, I watch TNA rarely. We got Laquetta who says, I'm paying more attention to TNA now. And John says it was primarily only when Jordan came over. Missy says, I started watching a month ago because of the partnership. Okay, so there's a few people who are tuning in, but of course it's not like this huge, ginormous wave just yet because, I mean, we're seeing the numbers and the wave of people isn't there yet, but there is some people here that have been enjoying TNA. Dan Jackson, of course, says TNA was when it was on Spike. Of course, man, that was the, that was the peak for them right there. And a lot of people do this too. This is Manny Fresh 369 who says, I'm following through social media and YouTube. I feel like that is the best way to keep up, especially if you don't necessarily have the time to devote to a 2-hour show on a Thursday. Then you at least have time to look at some highlights on either social media or YouTube. I feel like they make it really easy. I will give them that. I think that TNA does a really good job on their YouTube channel with just at least posting stuff on there and even on social media. I follow primarily through Twitter because of all of the clips. So I feel like Twitter is the easiest way for me. And then usually if I watch, it's primarily just the actual pay-per-views because the pay-per-views are good, but I don't get to watch TNA on a regular on Thursdays because, well, that's also my break day. So yeah, everybody's different. Again, when you're soaking up so much pro wrestling content, it is hard. And then keep in mind that there's even WWE fans that won't even give NXT a chance. So think about that. For those fans, those WWE fans that won't even give NXT a chance, I can't imagine them wanting to give Impact a chance, TNA a chance, if they won't even give NXT a chance. So again, everybody's got these different viewing patterns and whatnot. But anyways, so there you go. And the CW move is in October. So now let's go ahead and continue this. We kind of got into the big topic here with Joe Hendry. And the second Chinedu returns from his picking up his order, we'll go ahead and get into the Rascals. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into the NXT Heritage Cup Championship, Tony D versus Lexis King, because I got some thoughts on this, everybody, and it's more so a concern. I don't know. Am I crazy right now? Please, are we at all concerned about how things have been looking for Lexis King over on NXT? We've talked about this a couple of times, but now I'm feeling like it just keeps going down. Earlier, I mentioned that it's getting a lot harder now. It's getting a lot harder because you're getting these new additions. You are having all of these new talent. People like new, and people are excited whenever someone new comes in, even if they don't know them. And if there's buzz, they want to know. Everybody wants to know what's popular. Everybody wants to know what's trending, all of that. And Lexis King has sort of not had the same buzz that he did in the beginning. And so he has this Heritage Cup match here with Tony D'Angelo. Of course, Tony D'Angelo retains. I feel like that kind of had to happen, but it's just the culmination of what we've been seeing with Lexis King. So just to sort of recap here, he had this mini feud with Dante Chen. They had a total of 3 matches. He ended up winning the last one. Dante Chen captured those first 2 victories, which he kind of needed to because Dante Chen has not really been on the show either. So they've been trying to get him out there, trying to get the audience familiar with him. But prior to that, Lexis King lost to the likes of Duke Hudson, Baron Corbin, Von Wagner. This one I'll slide because he was a champion, Obafemi. That one's fine. The last time that he was on a 3-match winning streak was back in late January, early February. So now I'm wondering, how are we going to get Lexis King interesting again on the show? I almost feel like he's not necessarily, I can't compare him to Shawn Spears because, or you know what, maybe I can. I sort of feel like Lexis King and Shawn Spears are kind of in the same boat where they're not really being, I don't know, like it's not looking too good right now for them. And primarily more so for Lexis King because he's been there longer. Maybe they're just saving. Maybe they're just waiting for the perfect opportunity. I don't know. I'm curious because I thought things were going to be so different for Lexis King here on NXT. I don't know. Am I alone on this? Let's get some thoughts here. We got a super chat here from Terrence Johnson who says, I love Thea, but I believe Fallon and Jada are more deserving of the opportunity that Ridge got for her. Well, it's primarily just to play into the whole Ridge versus Chase U angle that they're doing, because right now Ridge Holland really isn't that trustworthy. They're not really sure if they should trust him or not. And it's more so to play into that storyline versus her being deserving of it or not being deserving of it. The bigger story here is what's happening with Ridge Holland and Chase U. Thank you so much to Terrence Johnson for sending that in. We got Chindedu back here. Chindedu, so we were on the topic here of Lexis King. So I kind of recapped a little bit of
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. You're good. So we sort of recapped a little bit of what's been going on. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, no, you can't hear me, huh?
No, I can hear you.
I can't hear you guys. Let me try one more time.
Okay. Poor Chinedu, guys. He's going through it. We'll circle back with that in a second. We got Dr. Warguard here who says, think we see Ricochet on Dynamite tomorrow? Not yet. Not yet. Give it a minute. Not yet. I have a feeling that they're still maybe getting their ducks in a row. Still trying to figure out, or rather set up how they might bring him in. So I still, obviously we're all expecting him in AEW. Everybody here is expecting him there. But I don't expect him tomorrow. But who knows? Anything can happen. All right, Dr. Warguard, thank you so much for asking. I appreciate you. All right, so let's keep it going, guys. I'm saving a couple of topics for when Chinedu comes in because I want to make sure we get those, get that going. But in the meantime, we had some good matches here, and some of the good matches that we did have, we had a lot of the women's stuff, of course, they're trying to get them on the show. There's some good stuff there. We got Karmen Petrovic versus Arianna Grace. And I kind of liked the story of how they brought in Arianna Grace and Petrovic together to end up having, from winning the tag team match on the pre-show to all of a sudden becoming enemies on the actual show because Arianna Grace didn't want to give Karmen any sort of credit. And so they ended up doing this match, and poor Arianna Grace, she takes a loss, but Karmen kind of, she's been doing good. They've been featuring her a lot more on NXT. But afterwards, we end up seeing her attacked by Fallon Henley. What'd you make of what we saw here with Karmen and Arianna?
Honestly, I think I like storyline progression. I felt like they needed some stuff to do, and this is something really interesting to do. I heard you speak about Thea Hale when I was off earlier, and so I kind of got caught up in that one as well. This storyline, I mean, it's good. I like progression, but I mean, I kind of, not my bathroom break, but I just be like, okay, well, they're there.
Oh man, that's definitely not a good thing. We got Stephen Marchulli here who says Lexis King makes money when you make him more serious. Make him a loose cannon type. Oh yeah, so that was a topic that I wanted to get your thoughts on. Was Lexis King. I kind of recapped a little bit of some of his wins, some of his losses, and let's just say the wins are far and few in between. It's been a little bit more losses here, but my whole perspective on this was I felt like things would be a little bit different for Lexis King over on NXT, and I feel like he's sort of been on the opposite end of what I was expecting from the very beginning to where we're at now. And so I did express some concern as to, I'm sort of seeing him on the same boat as Shawn Spears. Are you seeing Lexis King in that same boat, or do you think it's like let's just wait and see, let's wait and see what happens, or do you think that expiration date is coming a little soon?
Oh no, Sean Spears in the boat by himself. I know he's in a one man boat. That's him all by himself.
You don't think Lexis King is in that boat?
I don't. To me, because I feel like I think because I just like when his entrance when he first came in, I was really into it. And I know he's cooled off a lot though, but I still feel he's only a promo and a good match away from being right back in that scene again. To me, I feel like he's young. I mean, he's young. I think he's in his 20s, isn't he?
Let me check. I don't know how old he is, but let me find out.
I mean, because
he's 30.
He's 30. Oh yeah, he's young. He's got a good look. He's got the lineage. I feel like there's a lot they can do with him. They just haven't really done it yet. But I really do feel Lexis King, again, to go with Steven said, give him a mean streak. I would love to see it. Give him some legit wins where he's just a pissed off heel who goes in there. It can be over job talent too. Just give him a couple weeks of wins. Let's build him up and let's put him in North American title picture. I mean, because Obafemi could use a good, annoying protagonist heel to annoy him while he's at his title run. He don't have to win it, but I mean, he put him in the picture. But I'm all for it, man. Lexis King.
So earlier, someone had a suggestion, and now I'm scrolling through it here in the chat because someone had a suggestion of probably putting Brooks Jensen and Shawn Spears together, working together. Do you see that as a possibility? Because we were talking about sort of what can be done next for Shawn Spears, and he was doing that whole gimmick earlier on where he was sort of making people see their true selves, their true identity. And Brooks Jensen, let's get into that now because he has been this crazy person, right? They did a whole video where he was drinking alcohol. He was almost going to get fired. He was just crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever. So he comes in today and he has this meeting with Ava Raine. Excuse me, just Ava now. Yeah. And they're having this serious conversation. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm going, wait, when did he all of a sudden become fine again? He's acting serious. He's acting remorseful. He's acting like he's, really thankful that he's getting the second chance. And for a second there, I thought, wait, did he just jump from crazy person and we're just going to forget all the crazy things he did to, oh, it's all okay now? Of course, later on, I'm actually glad that he did the attack on Javon Evans because that made more sense to his character. So now he's sort of like, I don't know, he's got like mixed personalities because 1 second he's like, no, this is great. This is fine. I'm here. I don't want to lose my job at NXT because Ava told them that they were essentially going to fire him but they decided to give him a second chance.
Yeah. And I gotta say, first of all, Brooks Jensen, he has done what he pulled an Ava, in my opinion, because Ava was the same way. We're not gonna forget Ava was in the schism, okay? We're not gonna forget.
Yeah, but she didn't ruin like real big things on the show.
That is very true.
I remember.
I feel Brooks Jensen. I feel he should. This is what we should do, right? We should give him a 20-minute segment. Let him talk for 15 minutes. Cut a full-on promo on Main Event, okay? Because he don't belong in NXT, all right? He needs to be on Main Event over there and let him do whatever he wants to do. Him, Shawn Spears, Karrion Kross, all these guys, go have at it over there on Main Event.
Dude, I was about to say, are you crazy? What are you talking about? No 15, 20-minute segment with him talking on NXT. Yeah, I almost died with that.
Oh, yeah, man, I saw your face. You were like, oh, no way. Yeah, Main Event, though, because for this guy to be, isn't he the son of Bull Buchanan? So he's a second-generation star. For him to be the son of this guy, man, like, there's no real excitement when I see him. He annoys me. Like, I'm still annoyed that he hit Trick Williams in the head and cost him that match. I'm still annoyed at that.
We need to do a segment on the show. Chindedu, you're the Drew McIntyre here on this podcast, Chindedu. We're going to do Chindedu's hit list because so far Brooks Jensen is on it and Shawn Spears is on it. Let's add Chase U on it. Karrion Kross is not on the show, so technically we can't count him. That's right. So only the people on the show. Yes. My hit list is just Chase U. Who do I have? Chase U? Who else? Am I not crazy about somebody else?
Metaphor?
Nah, they're fine now. It was more so Noam Dar. I wasn't a big fan of the character.
Yeah, man.
But he's gone now, so I'm sending him well wishes. But so right now, just currently, it's just Chase U. Oh, and include Ridge Holland on that.
Yeah. Oh, big.
That's my hit list.
It's a good hit list though, man. Because Ridge Holland again, like I I don't care. I don't care. He shouldn't
It
even be in this thing
happens.
at all. Yeah,
It happens.
It's annoying. If I can ask you a question though, speaking of while we're on metaphor, could you see out of all the metaphors, since we're just saying out of that group, who would you see being the breakout star of that group? Like who could be the Thea Hale of that group?
Lash Legend. We already saw glimpses of that.
Yeah, I agree. Does it feel like we haven't seen her much on TV lately?
Yeah, it was after the whole love story angle that they started doing with her and Trick Williams. We haven't really seen her since then. Because afterwards, all of a sudden, the NXT and TNA stuff started happening, and we sort of got swept away with that whole thing. And I don't think we've really seen them bring that together again with her and Trick. I think the last thing we saw was them having not like a breakup, but an understanding that they were both going to be pursuing and doing different things. They did like a parking lot segment where they had that conversation. Do you remember that? Yeah.
I do.
And Trick was basically telling her, I'm going to go handle my business. And she basically said the same thing, that she was going to go handle her business. So it feels like that was it feels like they've pivoted from that. And I understand. Completely understand why they pivoted, because it felt like they were sort of just killing time during that moment because they didn't really have anything else at the time.
I can agree. Like the love story. Like I'm a rom-com kind of guy. So you can get me with a love story. All right, you can get me in there. All right, you pull me. Yes. You can pull me in. And seeing them, I enjoyed it for a little bit though. But I am glad that they wrapped it up though, because I want to see Lash Legend in the women's North American title picture. I want to see her in there kicking some ass, because she's a true like for her size, her skill, all that, she can be a true force in that division. So I want to see more of Lash Legend in the in-ring action and less Lash Legend of like the promo like storyline like that, So, but I enjoy it though. But I hope she can come back focused, even as a heel Lash Legend. Come in, attack Kalani, set up a program. Let's go.
Because that's what's gotten her over. The times that Lash got over, it was that moment with Otis when she lifted him up. I mean, that was crazy. Her performance, what was it? The Iron Survivor Women's Challenge that they did. Those were the moments that she got over whenever she's getting physical. When they had the sweet little moments with her and Trick Williams, it was fine, but it really wasn't getting her over. It was more so just giving people a little giggle here and there. But the moments that she gets physical, that is when she gets over. And actually, now that you mention it, so I started thinking, you had said you wanted to see her in that NXT North American title picture. And my brain went, okay, Obafemi. And then my brain went, Obafemi has been booked, like we were talking about wanting to see him sort of like a Gunther on NXT, right? So for the women on the NXT North American title picture, you could do a situation like that with Lash Legend. And then it got me thinking, okay, we have this NXT and TNA collaboration. What if you were to build up Lash Legend like that? And then all of a sudden, you have her in a match with Jordynne Grace. And the reason I say this is because when I interviewed Jordynne Grace, I had asked her about being backstage with the women of NXT and sort of, who she was surprised by. And one of the first names, in fact, it may have been the first name she mentioned, was Lash Legend. She talked about her just being like incredibly tall and really making her very small. And so think of that visual. Of course, Lash Legend still needs to get a couple more reps. It would probably be a situation where Jordynne Grace is carrying her in the match. But hey, man, it's developmental. We know what's going on. We know that I think Jordynne Grace can definitely carry Lash Legend to a good match. And can you imagine that visual of this like towering Lash Legend over this big, bulky Jordynne Grace?
Ooh, I would love to see that, because for me, again, with the women's division, I love seeing like for me, like I know people say like big meaty men slapping meat. I like for the women too. I love seeing big women get in there and going. I love seeing a Rhea Ripley, a Jade Cargill, a Bianca Belair, a Charlotte Flair. Like even I know Becky Lynch is small though, but Becky Lynch still works out. She has the spirit of it. She's an ass. I love seeing women go in there and be ass kickers. I love seeing that in the ring. I love seeing hard-fought women going in there, big boots, slapping, like really, really like working stiff a little bit. And I feel with those two, it could work. And I would say right now, Shawn Michaels, did you hear this booking from Denise? You hear this?
You can take the idea.
Yes, send her a check, y'all. And I would love to see her in WWE, like working there. But at the same time, I realized if Denise went to WWE, y'all, it wouldn't be Denise Salcedo anymore. It would be like Denise Santana or something like that. They'd name me something funny.
Yeah, and I would be like super robotic, probably.
Yes.
No, actually, I don't think so. I do well, but but the Satans, when I did the NXT pre-show stuff, I felt like I did good in that because I wasn't scripted. I was just told. I wasn't really given any direction. They were just like, just go. And I was like, okay, I got this. I can just go. But if suddenly Chinedu, they're like, you have to specifically say this, I'd be like, all right, let me think about this. Hold on. You know, I feel like when you're told what to say, that's when it's hard. But when you're just told just be you, it's really easy.
I agree. And plus, Denise Salcedo sounds a whole lot better than something like they would do something like with Denise Sanchez or Denise. They was something like Denise Santana or something like that.
Denise Tomato, because that's what my little cousin used to think my name was. He used to think my last name was Tomato.
Tomato?
My last name. I think he just remembered the ending of Salcedo, and he just guessed, in his head, tomato.
That is so cute.
It's so dumb. It's so good. He was like 2 years old, but yeah. I don't know. Where were we at with this? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, my booking plan here.
Yes, and because I love it, Jordynne Grace and Lash Legend. That is a main event waiting to happen. I would love to see that match. Give them 15, 20 minutes to tear the house down. I would love to see it.
Oh man, some of these names, guys. All right, let's get into some of these super chats here and see what people are saying.
They still come with the nickname, with the team names?
No, now they're giving me my WWE name.
Yes, now keep them coming in, guys. What would Denise's name be, guys?
You know, in the Vince McMahon era, you know what kind of name he'd give me.
Oh yeah, we got to give you a great name, Denise. We're gonna work it real great. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, you're like,
I would cry. Honestly, I would cry. I've always wondered this, and I'm curious what the chat thinks here. And Chindedu, I'm curious. If you were a wrestler and you got given a really shitty name, but you're in the WWE, it's your dream, you finally made it, and you're a noob, and you really got no say, right? But you're given an awful, awful name. Would you feel bad about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if they name me Shorty G, I would hate it, man. I think it's hard because I truly love wrestling. I've been a fan since '90. I'm a big wrestling fan, and if you're in the ring with your dream, it would suck to be in there and like you're called like a Shorty G or a Dewdrop or like some stupid shit like that. Like I'd make the best of it because I'm getting paid, but man, every time they would say my name and announcement, I would look at the hard cam like this. And that's why wrestling, man. Every time
I would cry. Honestly, like if I found out like my name and I hated it, I would cry. Of course, make it work because it's your job and you have to do it. But I would cry. I'm not even gonna lie.
because I've heard some terrible. I mean, do you remember Spanky? Remember that one?
It was Shanky. It was Shanky.
No.
It was Spanky. I don't remember Spanky.
Remember Brian Kendrick for a while? They were calling him Spanky for a while.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, for before he was the Brian Kendrick for like a good 3 to 4 months, he was called Spanky. His music, hey yo, that was his theme song.
Oh my god, I remember the hey yo, but I don't remember the Spanky.
Oh yeah, he was called Spanky. His move was called Slice Bread Number 2, but he'll call him Spanky for a long. I was like, why is his name Spanky, guys? Spanky.
I don't know. What's the worst wrestling name ever? Vote in the chat here. Worst wrestling name ever.
Yes, let us know. And why is it Shorty G? I'm just kidding. It's not.
Shorty G was a bad one.
It was a bad one.
Shorty G just didn't make sense for him. I mean, I guess it made sense to them because he was small. But I don't know, man. There's some bad ones here. Okay, I mean, Gobbly Gooker. I can't even say it. Dewdrop is up there for sure. Dewdrop was just terrible. Yes, that was just terrible. There's been some bad ones.
Awful.
Okay. We got some super chats here. This is from Sheldon Jackson, who says, Denise and Chinedu, give JC Jane a chance. She's great. She's awesome. I've tried and I've given her one last chance. Coach, I'm all the way out. They're trying so hard to make JC Toxic Mandy Rose 2.0 FML. That's Sheldon's hate list, too. Everybody's got one, guys. Everybody's got somebody on their list. Happens to be him.
And Sheldon, it's been every week with you, Sheldon, man. This is a...
I'm sorry. I want to pit. No, this is what I want to do. I want to pit you versus Sheldon, but you are talking about Sean Spears and Sheldon on JC Jane.
Because I'm telling you, man, we could talk for hours, man, about how these two both should be on main event tonight. Let's put them on there right now. And I just,
Oh,
but to
God.
me, JC Jane, she makes the mask work. I like her though. She makes, I've
Me
said
too. I like her too.
yeah,
I'm
that
a
mask thing works.
fan.
Yeah,
I'm a fan. I want to see Toxic Attraction 2.0. They got so many girls back there, and I was a fan of Toxic Attraction, and I kind of want to see them come back. I mean, I know that's not. I don't know if that's not possible. Who knows?
I mean, I think if I'm not, I think Mandy Roseman, she's making a whole bunch of money off of it. Is it called Fan Time? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Man, I heard she's making a like 6-7 figures. I was like, yeah, she may not be coming back. No, I wouldn't. To take bumps? Oh no, I'm good.
No, imagine you just get to take pretty pictures of yourself and make millions of dollars. Think about that. About that, Chindedu.
Make millions, and literally, and I don't think she's even going nude. I don't know if that's, I don't know how Fan Time works at all. I don't know how that works, but I don't think she's doing anything like that's like triple X rated. I think she's just
You're like, I don't know how that works.
No.
Wink, wink. You're just saving yourself right now. You're just making sure that nobody suspects of you.
At all. No one needs to know. No one needs to know I'm subscribed
she's
to
on
Mandy Rose.
OnlyFans now, apparently. I guess she changed platforms.
Okay, OnlyFans. Okay, yeah, well, she might be showing a little something on that. Might be, but hey, she's grown, making her money. I ain't mad at it. Make your money, man. If you're making more than WWE paying you, then go, girl. More power to you. I wish I could do that.
I wish so. No, I don't wish it. I would be too awkward.
No, for me, I would do OnlyFans though. But for me, where I'm at in my life right now, I would.
If I was a man, I'd do it.
I'll do it right now, but I wouldn't do like the real like whole sexy Val Venus thing. I would do like stable guy stuff. Like if you're looking for like a mature man in your life, I would do like my taxes on OnlyFans with my shirt off, like cut the grass, wash dishes.
That could work. Honestly, I think that would be a real turn on for women. They're like, oh, he's got a job.
Yes.
He's got savings. He's got a 401k. Yes. Retirement plan.
I'm telling you. Responsible man. Listen to me. I think it can work.
I'm not even gonna lie. I can't look. I don't judge anybody for what they do, what they choose to do. Personally, I can't see myself signing up for a subscription for a guy that I think is hot on OnlyFans because I need more than that. I need to know his personality. Is he a good person? Is he not a good person? Is he charming? What's his personality like? I need the story, guys. I can't just have the bumps here. I need the story. I can't just have the hot abs or the hot face. I can't. I really can't. I have to have the whole story.
Man, Denise is a tough customer, y'all. Man, you can't have just the abs and you can't be in shape and that's it. We got a personality. Okay, I want that too.
No, I need personality. I need personality, and not just personality. I need charisma. I need to be charmed. Okay, I need to be charmed. I need to be flattered, and then I will sign up for your OnlyFans.
Fellas, you heard that right now, man. Sorry, OnlyFans. If you want Denise, man, listen. Being in shape ain't enough. All right, the baby oil and all that. You got a personality. Okay, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite movie? Okay, have you seen The Notebook? Do you like Taylor Swift? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were asking me. I was about to say I really love Pride and Prejudice. Like, okay, there you go. Perfect example. How many of you here have seen Pride and Prejudice? Have you seen Pride and Prejudice?
I think I have.
Okay, it's the one with I don't even know the actor's real name, but it's the one with freaking Keira Knightley. It's that one. I'm going to show you a picture. Okay, so I will tell you that this man here, if this character had an OnlyFans account, I would be on it so freaking fast. It's Darcy from Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see him. Okay.
This man, to me, like the character of Darcy in Pride and Prejudice, brings me to my knees. I just melt. I love this movie. This is my type. Like I would sign up to his OnlyFans.
See, Denise, now I have to go watch Pride and Prejudice. Now I have to go see what this guy's about. Now I have to go watch this weekend. I have to go see what he's about. I got homework now. I gotta go watch.
It's just he's very like stern and serious and dark and mysterious. And I'm like, oh, love it. Love it. Darcy, that's my guy right there. I would sign up for his OnlyFans. I'd be his top gifter.
Oh my goodness. It's like that.
It's like that. That's that. I'm telling you the whole story.
What?
Oh man.
I love it.
Anyways, for anyone here who hasn't seen it, check it out. That's a good movie. It's a girl movie, I feel, but it's a good movie.
I'm watching this weekend because, like, again, for me, I love chick flicks. I love rom coms. Like, if you ask me right now, I love me some Mean Girls. I love me a Cinderella story. I love me some. That's me. I go with my little sister. We're really close. So whatever she watch, I watch it with her. So if she loved the movie, I love them too, though. So I'm with it. Listen, I'm watching Pride and Prejudice this week. I want to see what the guy's about. Because if he gets Denise, have OnlyFans. And fellas, is there a current NXT superstar? If they had OnlyFans, would you sign up for their OnlyFans on the roster?
Are you asking me or are you asking the chat?
I'm asking you. Is there a certain roster? Is there someone on the NXT
not
roster?
One person. No. I don't know. It's weird. Like, there's no one on like any wrestling show that makes me go, ooh. Nobody.
Me too. I agree. Honestly, like, if there was somebody I would sign up for, though, but it wouldn't be for like looks, whatever. It would be just to like see what they do in their spare time. Like,
but that's just Instagram.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally just Instagram. Oh my God. I need someone to make that freaking oh my God, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna stop talking about this Darcy guy, and I'm probably gonna watch Pride and Prejudice tonight.
I'm watching this weekend. When I get back to Houston, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. Darcy.
While you're at it, you can also watch Sense and Sensibility. I think it's Sense and Sensibility. Yeah. Sense and Sense. I like those period pieces. The period pieces, I'm all there for those. All right. We got a couple of these chats here to read. This is from David Primero, who says, Fallon Henley is smoking hot right now. Didn't even recognize her in the promo. She should be the one to take the women's North American title off of Kelani Jordan. Well, I mean, after the big heel turn, and I feel like, personally, I've been a fan of her since her babyface days, but when she did the heel turn, I'm like, okay, I'm liking where Fallon Henley is, what she's doing. She's coming out with new gear. She looks like she's elevating her game. I'm noticing it, man. And I think she's always had the pieces to be the it girl on the show. Now it's just a matter of like, okay, a story, maybe giving her a gold. We'll see, but I do think Fallon Henley has it.
I wholeheartedly agree, Denise. Like, I remember first getting into Fallon Henley really when she was feuding with Tiffany Stratton, and when she, when they had that feud,
yeah.
And I was like, she was such a sweet girl. Like, I like her. She gave me like Kalani like energy. Like, she's so nice, and she was so nice to Thea Hale, and I felt Thea needed a friend after JC James was such a dick. I know what I mean, right? She was such a dick.
we know.
Yeah, being such a dick to her, or whatever. And then she turned. I was like, I did not see that turn coming. And honestly, Fallon Henley has been such a great heel. I love her ring gear. I love how she comes out to the ring. I love her new heel energy. It's been very, very good. Love it.
All right. So we need to get into one of the biggest stories that I didn't even realize we haven't even got into. And it is the Rascals, guys. I was actually expecting more on this, and I was hoping somebody would bring it up. I'm actually surprised that it took a while. But we got to talk about the Rascals because Wes Lee came out there and everybody's thinking, oh, is he gonna, what's he gonna say? Is he gonna quit? Is he gonna retire? Because we know that Wes Lee has had he's had a hard path, right? Because he, unfortunately lost his tag team partner with Nash Carter, who we'll talk about in just a second. But they were killing it as MSK. Unfortunately, stuff happens, lost his partner. He comes out, he's crying, he's talking about, it's a very deep promo. Whatever. He wins the NXT North American title. All is good again. But then he gets injured. He injures his back. And then he's out again. And he's out for several months. And thankfully, he comes back a lot quicker. And so I was kind of afraid that I feel like this is what they wanted you to think. I feel they wanted you to think, oh, maybe something happened to him during this match. He's injured and now he has to call it a quits. But once I realized when he started talking, I realized that no, okay, this is just storyline. Whatever they do here is going to be storyline. This isn't going to be a situation where he's coming out and he's saying, I'm injured again and I got to take time off, right? Thankfully not. But they did kind of set it up like that to make you think that. And so we're listening. He's talking about almost like wanting to essentially quit NXT. And then all of a sudden, his friends come out. We see the Rascals reunite here and they hug it out. They talk him out. They basically talk him off of a ledge. And now they're all friends again. And there's a lot to get into here because, first of all, this now basically says that this partnership between TNA and NXT is feeling a lot more serious because you're getting more talent going over, especially because this is some a talent that people wanted to see. People wanted to see the Rascals. People wanted to see them reunite. This has been talked about now since the second this NXT and TNA thing started. But on top of that, this also brings back up the topic of Zachary Wentz, Nash Carter. I don't know. When he was let go, there, it was a mess on social media, right? You remember those days. But following that, there was a huge outpouring of support on social media for him, wanting to give him a second chance after everything that went down. So, of course, he's been back doing the indies, doing TNA, and now he's back here on NXT. And so it feels like, I don't know, I really do think it feels like a nice second chance situation. And I'm happy for them, man. I'm happy that they're getting this opportunity and that they actually listened to the fans here because they wanted to see this.
Absolutely. Now, I know initially a few weeks ago, I did say that, I would prefer Wes not to reunite with the Rascals because I feel like I wanted to see him cook on his own as a single star, perhaps, elevate him to the world title, to the world title picture. But seeing this reaction, seeing how this crowd reacted when they came out and the energy they have, and it's like, and I look at where the title picture is right now anyway, not that it's full, but, they got people in there already. And I'm looking around like, man, I mean, this actually could be a good thing, though. Like, because, again, the crowd loves the Rascals, sell some merch, get them over. Who knows? This could be their key to the main roster as this group. You never know.
For sure. 100%. Like, I can see them all going up together. Again, I don't know what the situation is in terms of contracts with them and TNA. I don't know what the deal is with that. But, man, I said this earlier when you stepped away, Chinedu, but it does feel like WWE is cherry picking who they want. And it almost feels, you know what it feels like? So I don't know if you know this, but there's these like websites, like these fashion websites where you go and you borrow clothes. You borrow clothes, you wear it, and you can return it. Or you try it on, you see how it feels, and if you don't like it, you can return it. No harm, no foul, right? It's part of their program. It's part of what it is. That's almost what it feels like right now with this WWE NXT TNA situation. It feels like they're borrowing, trying it on, seeing how it feels, and then kind of just waiting for the perfect opportunity to buy or return.
Oh, they absolutely are, man, because they've tried on Jordan Grace, they've tried on Joe Hendry, they've tried on the Rascals. Who else they tried on? They even had Ash by Elegance out there for a little bit, and they announced even like that's Dana. I mean, Ash by Elegance from TNA. It's
I had such a brain glitch with that when I was like, Dana, Ash. Ugh.
Can we forget? Because she went right to TNA. She didn't take no time off, whatever. She went straight in there, which I think is really great. But it's just like you said too. Like, I feel WWE is getting their way with TNA, honestly, and like I still don't see what TNA is getting out of this because they're not getting ratings. Their stars are getting over, but on another show, not their show. So I really understand. And again, I really feel once the contracts are up with Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry, they're TNA bound, and now you guys are down two big stars. What are you going to do, TNA?
I feel the way that I see this is I feel that TNA is still very hopeful that this will eventually lead, like you said, to this ratings boost. I don't know. I guess we'll have to keep waiting and seeing. But yeah, right now it feels like WWE is reaping all of the benefits of this partnership.
And honestly, if I'm a TNA original, right? If I've been there since like the beginning, if I've been around for a while, like if I'm who's been there since now? Who's still there now? If I'm is Eric Young in TNA right now?
I think he is. Yeah, he still is.
So if I'm an Eric Young, right? And again, I'm sure he's happy there, but if you were there from the beginning, right? If you remember when you were competing with Monday Night Raw, you were bringing over 1 million views on Spike, and now you're the feeder system to the developmental league. How?
But they've sort of been almost this feeder system for such a long time, even if it wasn't said out loud. How many people haven't they taken from TNA? How many people we haven't seen bounce back and forth? How many of those people haven't we seen go and take behind the scenes jobs?
That's also very true, actually. It's
just they just never really said it out loud. They never gave them the credit, even though they were cherry picking so much of their talent.
That's very true, though, because if you look at people right now on their roster right now, there's all these former WWE people that went over there, and you could tell that they weren't going to be there for long, that they will eventually be back. Like, I enjoyed Trinity Fatu's run in TNA, but we all knew she's going to go back. Like, we all knew. Like, I even feel Nick Nemeth might still go back to WWE. I still feel that way. He just might. So
Who knows, man?
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into some more of these thoughts here. We got Dream Ninja 77 who says WWE should beg Gail Kim to come out of retirement to wrestle Roxanne, main event of a crossover PLE. Also, over 2 million views for Rhea's return is fire. Hell yeah, man. That was awesome. BTW. I did post a video where I talk about that and my predictions and my feelings and what I've thought about the storyline. That is up here on the channel if you guys want to check it out. It's doing good numbers, so give it some love. Give it that little extra boost that it might need. David Primero says rename the hot and spicy salsa Sanchez. Oh my god, can you imagine that?
Wow,
hey,
the hot and spicy.
Yes. The only thing that I like hot and spicy is my chicken sandwiches and my freaking potato and tortilla chips.
Yes. By the way, I saw your pre-pay-per-view meal, man. I want that. That looks so good. Them tacos and Doritos, fam. Oh,
yeah,
that's the hookup.
that's
yes.
how I be doing it, Chindedu. That's how I roll.
I was like, oh yeah, cook that up. Well, I want somebody else. Like, yeah, I legit went to the taco truck when I saw your post. I was like, let me eat
Wait, did you
right
really?
Now. I did. I had
Amazing.
to.
Amazing. I love that. The other day I posted that I was eating a bagel, right, for dinner. Next thing I know, someone was like, Denise, you made me have a bagel. And they're posting a picture of them and their bagel. So I'm like changing people's meals here.
Absolutely. Listen, food
you
brands
see
hit up
something,
Denise.
you see something, you're like, oh shit, that looks good. I'm going to show up. And it just happened to me the other day too, because I was watching wrestling. I don't even know what show I was watching. I was watching something, and I got a freaking IHOP commercial. My ass went to IHOP 2 days later. BTW, they don't sponsor this podcast, so this is not a sponsorship. But that happens all the time.
Although they should. IHOP. Hit up Denise, man. What is up with y'all? Do you know how many wrestling people eat food? All of them.
Mm-hmm.
So hit her up and give her bread.
All of them. All right. We got Safe Din Superhero who says, I'm begging them to stop treating Javon like a jobber and a loser. Wrestling needs cool guys in their 20s. Right? Because right now he's just a kid. He's essentially just a kid. But dude, that kid can freaking do some stuff that you're like, dude, how did you get gifted with this incredible athleticism, man? But yeah, they should make him cool too. I mean, I know we've all been talking about how, TNA, I'm sorry, God, I don't even know promotion I'm talking about anymore. NXT has been trying to get, younger audiences, of course, right? You got Javon Evans, who's freaking cool. If the kids see he's cool, who knows? Maybe that could be something. I don't know. I sound old when I say the kids. I don't know what the kids are into anymore, Javon.
You truly don't sound old, though. But in my opinion, you sound very wise, though, because, again, Javon Evans is a kid. I love his work. But even his promos still sound like he's a kid. Like, the promos still sound like he's still a kid. So I don't see him being a title holder soon, like no time soon yet, though. But I feel like let him develop, let him cook, let him get his reps in. I still feel this is good. In another year or two, absolutely. But right now, the young OG is still very young. I see him in terms of where I hate bringing up AEW on the show, though, but I'll bring him up. I feel like him and Dante Martin are almost like the same kind of star. But NXT knows how to use Javon better than AEW using Dante Martin, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Well, I feel like there's more. Here's the issue. Here's the big difference. There's more guys in AEW that can do what Dante Martin does. There's way less guys on NXT that can do what Javon Evans does. But that's because they have a smaller pool of people to work with. So I feel like, of course, sometimes you're depending on who your competition is and how many people you're competing against, you're going to stand out in some situations, and in some situations you might not.
I can agree. Yeah, you wholeheartedly agree, because I feel right now but I do love what they're doing with Javon. I taking him out of this angle. First I was like, why are they taking him out though? But for Joe Hendry and for where he is again, I get it. Like, he has plenty of time to develop though. Like, they have a great star on their hands in him. No need to like pull the trigger yet. Let it cook, let it build, let them work on it. Let them cook. But while we're on the subject of AEW, real quick, if you don't mind me asking, if out of these three, who do you feel would be better off in NXT right now?
Who? Who are my options?
Dante Martin, Max Caster, or Absolute Ricky Starks?
I thought you were going to go with Hook. I was about to say Hook. I thought you were going to give me the option of Hook. I was like, Hook.
You know what's Seth?
I'm gonna go with Ricky Starks.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I almost forgot about Hook. Hook would have been a good one. So I almost forgot about Hook.
Yeah.
See how bad they book in AEW?
But they don't. It's complicated. It's complicated. We're gonna add AEW to your hit list because I'm a fan.
They are. Well, I'll say this too. I will say, you made a believer out of me with Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, because at first I wasn't into Will Ospreay like that. I really wasn't, because I don't watch New Japan. I didn't watch him like that. I don't watch New Japan like that. And when I first saw him in AEW, he was in that weird group with Don Callis, who I'm not really interested in either. And then he did that very tired 20-year promo on Triple H, grinding with the boss's daughter. Yeah,
that was hilarious, Chinedu. It was hilarious. I laughed my ass off at that, and especially, bro.
Like, he reminded me of Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3. He did that dance that.
Hey man, everybody throws shots, man. Like if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah, stay out of the kitchen, bro. But the program with Swerve, I'll be real. I feel AEW, they have a great reset button with Swerve, Will Ospreay, and MJF in that main event picture. If they just pull that button, I'll forget about the pillars. Let's restart here. You were right, Denise. You were right, bro. Ospreay really is.
Let's see how far we can get you into AEW. We'll try to convert you, Chinedu.
It was a good match. We'll see. We'll see.
I really need to see a podcast with you and Reg, because you guys are very different, yet very similar, but very different in terms of what you watch and what you like and what tickles your fancy.
I agree, because I watched you guys review AEW though, because honestly, you guys make it entertaining to me though. And if you guys aren't watching our AEW reviews with Righteous Red, you need to watch them every Wednesday. Okay, they are amazing. They're very entertaining. They make AEW to me worth watching, because it's hard for me to watch it on my own. It is, but how he looks at wrestling on that show, I think that's how I see NXT and how, because I'll be like, you really like AEW like that, man? There's no way, but he really does. And this again, and I'll be like, y'all make it interesting too, though. So again, watch this review, guys, and I would love to meet up with Reg one of these days. Righteous Reg, if you were watching, your boy Chin would love us to link up one of these days, man. Cut a freestyle, even though I can't rap.
We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen here on the channel. We got Sheldon Jackson here who says, did I read this up? No. He says, now imagine if JC and Taylor were a tag team or superheroes. I would root for the villains to win so damn bad. Crappy music, horrible character to working together. Ultimate torture device right there. Sheldon Jackson. Now you're on my hit list. We got John Deller here who says, Denise, are you believing me yet that Dom cost Rhea? So my theory on this one here is I do think Dom is going to turn on Rhea Ripley. I really do think so. I did my whole little predictions video. You guys can check it out. I'm feeling it. I do believe that because the whole thing was that he had cost her the match, but it was supposedly, on accident. But we all know that could have been done subconsciously. Maybe he didn't realize it. Who knows? Maybe he was already starting to eye Liv Morgan. We don't know. We don't know what's in that boy's heart. We got Sheldon Jackson here who says, thoughts on Corey Graves getting demoted back to color commentary with Wade on SmackDown and Joe becoming the new play-by-play man on SmackDown. I don't really see it as a demotion. I mean, he's still there. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of a 2-man booth instead of a 3-man booth, but I feel like, I'm going to be real with you, we have been seeing so many different changes in commentary that my whole thought process now, every time they bring somebody in as well, we'll see how long they last.
Exactly. That's the same thing I felt when I first saw them announce.
I almost didn't care. I didn't even care. I saw that and I was like, all right, cool. Whatever. We've had these announcements like 100 times now.
Hundreds of times. And usually within 6 months to a year, it doesn't work out. So I'm like, no problem. It's all good. And again, and like you said, I don't see it as a demotion. Like, as long as my check is still being cashed from WWE, it's not really demotion. Getting fired, yeah, that's demotion. Yeah, sure. That's getting fired, yeah.
Had he gone back over to NXT, then that's like, yeah, you're getting fired, yeah.
Yeah, but he's still getting paid, man. I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I feel you. Steven Marchulli says Ricky Starks in WWE. That is all. Thank you so much, Steven. We got Real Country Videos here who says, can someone please replace Booker T on commentary? Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. When Booker T was announced that he was going to be doing commentary on NXT, my first reaction was, oh no, this is going to be so bad, right? I will sit here and honest to God tell you that I have not minded Booker T on commentary. There's some nights where he said some things where I'm like, what is Booker T talking about? But then there's times where he'll bounce back and he'll bring, I don't know, he just brings the Booker T charm, I guess, to the commentary. He's had some good moments on there. I'm just glad that because in the beginning, my irritation was the shucky ducky quack quack thing. He was saying it for everything, and then I got a little frustrated with that. But he stopped doing that. So honestly, I don't know if he's fine or I just got used to him.
I can agree because I know his especially his word choice and how he, his diction, word choice, his delivery. It's not, your typical Jim Ross or Jerry the King Lawler or a Paul Heyman or even a Michael Cole and Taz. It's very different. It's his own style because it's almost like he's just talking to you as if he's watching the show with you at your house like that. And I kind of like that though, man. I really do. And it's like because he'll kind of go on tangents that almost don't make sense, but they're just somehow still entertaining. I don't know how he does it. He just does it so well.
Yeah, so I get it, but I do get it if he's not for certain people because, like you said, he's not your traditional person that you would expect in that role.
Yeah, not at all.
Totally different from what you get. So I do get it. He might not be for some people. So it just kind of depends on whether or not you're used to it. So we'll see. All right. So we got a super chat here from Will Chisholm. He says Kendrick Lamar dropped the video of Not Like Us, and now everybody takes shots.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's been a tough day. If you're Drake, I mean, it's been a tough couple weeks with that song coming out, man. That was whew. I mean, man, can you imagine if he wins a Grammy off of a diss track? That would really hurt. But hey,
I would cry if someone did a diss track on me and then they won a Grammy.
Yeah, because
like why you got to win a Grammy trashing me?
Yes, hard. And I mean, and Drake being who he is, you don't really see rappers really getting at him this way on this level to where he's taking an L like this. It's not really an L. He's still rich, whatever though. But you know what I mean? In terms of artistry. Like, yeah, Kendrick killed you, bro. Like that, Not Like Us, man. Among black people in hip hop, my people, we be like, man. Whew. So I feel you, man. Will, I feel you, man. Cook that boy. Cook him.
Will Chisholm, thank you so much for the super chat. Alrighty, guys, there you go. We got it down. That was NXT for today. Seriously, we appreciate you guys for coming in each and every single week. It's been fun to watch these NXT post shows grow. As NXT grows, we grow. That's the way that it works. Tomorrow, I will be back with Righteous Reg for that AEW Dynamite post show. For those of you who are fans, well, you can tune in. And then Friday, I will be back with Robin to chat some SmackDown. And I don't know if I'm going to be here on Saturday. I haven't decided just yet, but we'll see. So keep an eye out. I am still posting daily SummerSlam content. Check that out. I have a brand new interview with Mark Henry that is up there right now. A really great one, over an hour of discussion. So if you guys are looking for a nice little lengthy program to watch, that could be it. Chindedu, what do you got going on?
Currently working on my largest show ever. It's happening September 21st. I rented out the Sci-Fair Visual Performing Arts Center. It's a 1,500 seat theater. It is a great show sponsored by Pepsi, Whataburger, and the Houston Texans. And so it's going to be a great show. Come on, get your tickets now. You can also catch me every week, every Sunday on the CBS affiliate Sports Extra here in Houston on KHOU. You can also catch me every day on video and social media on all the platforms as well. And yeah, that's it for right now. That's it.
Alrighty, guys, the link to follow Chinedu is in the description box below. As always, we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Don't forget to leave a review, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye.